Let's bring in Pentagon Press Secretary Brigadier General Patrick Ryder now. General, thank you for making time for us. The Defense Secretary called these self-defense strikes. Why this response now? And do you think they'll serve as an effective deterrent against further attacks?
Yeah, first of all, thanks very much for having me. And as you highlight, these are self-defense strikes. We have U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria for one reason and one reason only, and that's to support the ongoing mission to defeat ISIS. Our forces are in Iraq at the invitation of the government of Iraq to assist their security forces on that important mission. And so, as we've said from the very start, we will maintain the inherent right of self-defense, and we will take all necessary measures to protect our forces and our interests overseas. And so these strikes were very surgical, very targeted to send a clear message that we will protect our forces. It's also important to understand we do not want a conflict with Iran. We do not seek to widen this. And so hopefully they get that message loud and clear, and they will cease these attacks against our forces in Iraq and Syria.
So the defense secretary says Iran is behind these attacks. You believe that that's the case, right? So do you think Iran is trying to further entangle the U.S. in the current conflict in the region? Does Iran want the U.S. to be involved in a war?
Well, look, to your point, we are very focused on ensuring that the situation with Israel fighting Hamas does not become a wider regional conflict. This is why you've seen us send additional assets into the Middle East region to include the USS Ford Carrier Strike Group, the USS Eisenhower Carrier Strike Group, which will go into the U.S. Central Command area of responsibility, because we don't want to see this widen. In terms of these Iran-sponsored proxy and militia groups, we've seen this kind of behavior in the past. They foment and attempt to foment instability in the region. But again, our forces are there for a very specific purpose, and we will not hesitate to take action to protect those forces as they do this important work on the ground in both of those countries.
Right, which you already did. You took action. So what kind of response do you expect from Iran?
Well, we'll see. We'll see if Iran gets the message. But, as we've done in the past, we certainly reserve the right to take additional strikes and continue to ensure that the message is loud and clear that we will protect our forces and that these kinds of attacks are unacceptable. I'm not going to telegraph potential actions in the future other than to say, as we demonstrated last night, we will do so at a time and place of our choosing.
General, yesterday you confirmed this deployment of the 900 troops that are heading to the Middle East, and that also the U.S. is going to provide Israel with 2 Iron Dome systems. What do you tell Americans who see these increased U.S. movements and worry the U.S. could get drawn into war?
Yeah, well, again, I can assure you that our focus is on preventing a broader war. Right now, those forces are going into the region for 2 very important purposes. One is, again, to deter a wider conflict and to send a message to any state or non-state actors, to include Iran, that they should think twice about trying to escalate this conflict. And number 2 is to ensure that we have the capabilities we need within this area of operations to protect our forces, no matter where they're serving. So that is why those forces are there. And as it relates to Israel, look, we have a very focused effort to ensure that we're communicating closely with the Israelis to provide them with the security assistance they need to conduct their operations to protect their people against Hamas terrorist attacks.
So given everything given what's happening there in Israel, the threats of Hamas and Hezbollah, and by extension, Iran, what is the line for America putting boots on the ground? Is there a line?
Yeah, so I'm not going to get into hypotheticals. As I mentioned, right now, our focus is on communicating with Israel to ensure they have the security assistance they need, while also at the same time ensuring that we have the force presence across the Middle East to deter a potential escalation in this conflict. No one wants to see this widen. No one wants to see a wider war. And so, again, that's what we'll stay focused on.
Before we let you go, I want to ask about the main shooting suspect. Can you confirm which law enforcement agencies were told about the concerns about his mental health, and could more have been done?
Right. So certainly we're following this reporting that's taking place on this, and our hearts and our prayers certainly go out to the family members who are victims in this. As it relates to this particular individual, this is really something for the Maine authorities to address. To my knowledge, the Department of Defense has not been asked to assist in this effort. But again, we're all watching this just like you are.
I mean, we have confirmed in our reporting that Card's unit commander with the Army Reserves sent him to psychiatric treatment this summer. So can you confirm, and we've also confirmed that they notified law enforcement. That's what we are told. Can you confirm who specifically they notified, what law enforcement agencies?
Yeah, I really can't. I just don't have those details in front of me. I know the U.S. Army has been looking into questions on this, but I just don't have those details.
Let me ask you one more question related to Israel and the battle against Hamas specifically. We've been getting more and more reporting about what their operations and the airstrikes and the ground forces have been working to do. And overnight, they say they reportedly killed another commander of Hamas. Yesterday, they said they eliminated a group of senior figures, including the head of Hamas's intelligence. They've done hundreds of airstrikes. They've had some raids on the ground, destroying tunnels, command centers, missile launch sites, and more, they say. What is the U.S. assessment of how much of Hamas's leadership and their fighting capabilities have been destroyed?
Yeah, thanks for the question. Well, so first of all, I'm just not able to go into our own intelligence as it relates to that. I will tell you that when it comes to the Israeli operations, it's really best that they be the ones to address those. From a U.S. standpoint, our focus is on ensuring we understand what their defense needs are. And certainly in those conversations, we're discussing the kinds of things they need to take into account in terms of operational planning, to include things like taking civilian safety into account, enabling humanitarian assistance to get into Gaza, as well as thinking through some of the operational second and third order effects as they conduct this. We fully recognize Israel has a right to defend itself after they suffered this brutal terrorist attack on October 7th, and we're committed to continuing to support them in their fight against Hamas and terrorism.
Brigadier General Patrick Ryder, Pentagon Press Secretary, thank you very much for joining us.